Royal heartbreak, Queen's rare moment of affection for Prince Charles exposed. Queen Elizabeth II is considered to have a distant relationship with her eldest child, Prince Charles, but an unearthed documentary revealed the loving words she had for her son in a letter to a friend. The Queen has always been commended for her commitment to her role as the sovereign and for her sense of duty. However, some royal critics have claimed that her success on the throne came at a detriment to her role as a mother. The Queen ascended in 1952 when Prince Charles was only 3.5 while Princess Anne was 1.5 after the sudden death of her father King George VI. Subsequently, she was forced to spend less time with her children due to her royal duties. In November last year, historian Sally Bedell-Smith told Town & Country, the Queen relied increasingly on her husband to make the major family decisions and she depended on the nannies to supervise the daily lives. Charles himself has implied that his mother did not give him a very loving upbringing over the years. He told biographer Jonathan Dimbleby in 1994 that it was inevitably the nursery staff who watched him take his first steps and ultimately raised him. Others have pointed out that this was how the Queen herself was raised, as her parents were regularly called away on royal duty and so she was left in the care of her governess and home tutors. The 2002 documentary The Queen, A Remarkable Life also explained how the then Princess Elizabeth was actually overwhelmed with joy when her first child was born. The 22-year-old heir wrote to a friend, "I can't believe he's really mine." This particular boy's parents couldn't be prouder of him. Speaking during the documentary, the editor of Majesty magazine Ingrid Seward explained, she saw him as much as any aristocratic family did in those days. She saw him in the morning, she saw him in the evening. So she was able to have those first 4 formative years around him. Seward added, the Queen always had a soft spot for her firstborn, Charles. And Anne was very naughty and therefore not so endearing as Prince Charles. He was very sweet, very loving, just adorable. Shortly after her ascension to the throne, the Queen and Philip went on a 6-month tour of the Commonwealth, visiting 12 countries. Some claim that upon her return, Charles barely recognized her as his mother. Over the years the relationship between mother and son has become rather strained. When the Queen learned of Charles' ongoing relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, which had continued during his marriage to Princess Diana, she was reportedly furious. She reportedly dubbed his mistress that wicked woman and refused to attend Charles' 50th birthday party as a result of his behavior. While the strain between the two of them has eased over the years, Charles has always been under considerably more pressure than his 3 siblings due to his position as second in line to the throne. In his mother's absence, Charles turned to his grandmother, the Queen Mother, instead. Their close bond became clear when, at her funeral in 2002, Charles gave a heartwarming speech. He said, "For me, she meant everything and I had dreaded this moment along with, I know, countless others. Somehow, I never thought it would come. She seemed gloriously unstoppable and, since I was a child, I adored her."